So
we're back, baby.
All Grit Podcast number 8. We're back. So we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah.
And no specific topic today.
No.
But opportunity to
that's good and
just
bad.
Talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
And because a lot has changed in what I say almost 8 months since we recorded a podcast.
I just can't believe it's been that long.
Why haven't we done a podcast?
It's my fault.
Why? You're too busy?
I've been too busy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I want my Fridays. So I don't know. That's selfish of me.
Yeah.
But today, I can't do this. I can't believe I did this when we first started, coaching 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. and then staying to host Sip and Stretch tonight. I'll be here till 6:30. So I was here at 4:30 a.m. and I'll be here till 6:30. And I was like, I did this every day when we first opened. How? How in the world did I survive?
That makes me wonder how people survive when they open a gym and they're going to do it all themselves.
Oh,
I know you thought you were going to do that.
Thank God. Thank God for you. Thank God for Chuck. Thank God for all our coaches that started with us, Dan. I mean, I would have run myself into the ground. I would have been a log. Nobody would have been able to talk to me. I probably would have been very peppy. Nobody would come to the gym because I would have been a butthole.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. We've come a long ways because it's been, we're going on 1.5 years?
Yeah, so October will be 2 years. And then April was our year anniversary of purchasing the big house. So it's starting to move along. It's crazy to think that it's been almost 2 years. I don't know where the time's gone.
I should have trademarked the big house. So every time you said you had to pay me $5.
Chris Austin trademark. The big house. That's what it is now. Yeah. It's definitely getting there.
Yep, it is. And we'll get to there and talk about that. So let's, I think we should start off with kind of going I think where we left off the last podcast was right before Christmas or right after Christmas, which would mean
that long?
Yeah, which would mean that would lead us right into the Open.
Yeah, the Open.
So it's been a while, and we'll forget things, and we've forgotten things, but it'll bring back probably good memories for a lot of people.
The Open was a fun time.
Yeah.
That was the first Open with both gyms, so that was cool. Having, instead of 20 people sign up for the Open, having 50 people sign up for the Open, and managing that for Friday Night Lights, having them all here at the big house. That was pretty cool. That
was a good decision, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad we went with that. And I mean, competitive wise, the setup worked out fine. For everything that they came out with, it wouldn't have made any difference for those people trying to get to the next level if we'd have been at Harborview and it would have been closer to things. Mm-hmm. So the atmosphere though, intense. Yeah. I think I lost my voice every single Friday night.
Did you really?
I don't know if I spoke a word to Sam on the weekends, other than going up to Attic to do the workouts and being hey, this is what I plan to do.
Was he disappointed or thankful for that?
Let's be honest. He was probably very thankful.
All right.
He hears enough of me.
It's been long enough. I barely even remember the Open workouts.
I know. Luke was telling me earlier today. He was about the Open workout and just the thrusters increasing and the bar muscle ups. I was like, I kind of forgot. I don't even remember what they were anymore. Mm-mm. The first one was the rowing and deadlift and double unders was second.
Yeah, the first one was the burpees and
the dumbbell snatches.
Yeah.
I could do without that workout again.
Yeah, that's the only one I wish I would have redone.
Really?
Yeah, because it wasn't that bad. It just sucked.
Yeah, you just didn't want to hurt.
I should have went faster.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like that one after I did it, I should have just sent it and then went damage control.
And just who cares? I was telling someone that the other day. I said, the first workout and the third workout for the Open, when you're in it, but you just can't make yourself go any faster. This is the pace I have. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt about those two workouts. I was like, it wasn't that I was necessarily dying or that I couldn't do it. I just could not make my body move any faster.
This is
what I got today.
Moment.
Yeah, the only one I felt in control of was the second workout, which fine, whatever. And thankfully the Open isn't super concerning for me. I should be able to get to the
Yeah.
top 10% or the top 25% now. So, but still, that's crazy.
Yeah, because the second one was rowing, 300-meter row, deadlift.
Yeah.
How many reps? 10?
10 deadlifts,
10
50
deadlifts,
dubs.
and then 50 dubs.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was one that if you were like really good and proficient at double unders, you were crushing it.
Yeah, I did not trip on a single double under until the last set, and I tripped at 49.
Of course.
I wanted to throw my rope across the room. I was like, I hate it here.
Yeah.
I've had a great workout up to this point, but this one trip up, I hate CrossFit.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
And what was the third one?
The thrusters, chest to bar, the trap,
Oh.
and then rest a minute, heavier thrusters, muscle up.
Muscle
So
up.
10 and 10, and then 7 and 7.
Yeah. That one was the funnest one to watch people do.
Oh, yeah.
And the funnest one to get to watch is when Christian did it.
Dude,
and he's
and
like-
almost like
Yeah,
come
and-
unglued.
I mean, he just sent the first part and was killing it.
Dude,
and then it all fell apart.
I wish I had that, dog.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I could have done that, knowing how bad I would have hurt the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane. And he held on. He did fine. He finished the workout. I'm sure he would have had a better score if he didn't send it, but
But he had fun with it, and it was cool to watch.
Yeah, to just we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think for watching everybody, that was the workout that was fun to watch people do.
Yes,
You know?
it was. And it you could tell just how good or bad of a time people were having at exact moments in that workout. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hitting their brick wall right about now.
Yeah. I think that one was my favorite to do also. Because
Really?
whatever, it was painful, but whatever,
Yeah.
you're not gonna and I don't know that there was a specific strategy that could make you finish or not finish. I think you were either going to or not.
Yeah, you either have the capacity or you don't.
Yeah. And going to the heavier thruster, I knew those would start to just bury me.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I would finish, but I was just going to get as far as I could and just have fun with it. So
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the Open. And just and I have such a hard time. I'm toying with the affiliation and all those things. That's coming up at the end of this year. But that's the fun thing about the Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is getting into it, either succeeding or exceeding rather your expectations, or just knowing that hey, this is the strides I've made this year, and I'm just gonna have a good time and do what I can do.
yeah.
Gosh, it's such a fun
That
time.
and getting everybody in the gym at the same time.
Yes,
It's like
'cause we
having
never
everybody
have
at the gym
that.
in one class.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. And it was a blast, which we had. Do you remember how many people we had make quarterfinals out of it? I think 24. We had a couple dozen people make it, right?
Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up. Let me look. I want to say it was a couple dozen. And I might. Christine, I'm sorry. She'll never forgive me. I left her name off the post. But I take full responsibility, and I'm going to say your name first now. I know Christine made it. Let's see. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we had 25 people. 25 people make it.
That's a lot.
That's pretty exciting. And let me tell you, quarterfinals, that one specific day when people came into the gym and it was just this heat's running and this heat's running and this, oh man.
It was pretty freaking hype in
That
there.
was a cool day. And I wasn't even doing quarterfinals, right? I was doing in our team stuff. So just being there and in the trenches, oh, that was special.
Yeah.
I liked that day.
I felt bad for Dan though because he made it but couldn't do it because he was sick.
Dude,
Like,
he
and I
worked
remember-
so hard to get there too.
Yeah.
I felt so bad
And
for
I was
him.
judging him on his first one, and he was saying, "Yeah, I've been sick," and I'm like, I didn't think he was being a sissy, but I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you'll
but
be fine, dude."
okay.
But then about 3 minutes in, I saw the look on his face, and when I saw the drool running in his mouth, and he didn't care,
He's just it's just happening.
I'm like, this dude does not feel good.
Oh gosh.
And then it was then it turned into me obviously still judging him, but I was just like,
I'm here to coach you, buddy.
yeah, man, just, hey man, just do
I'm
what
here
you
to be
can.
a friend.
Yeah.
Dude, he has put so much work in, just with the weight loss and hitting the things that he needs to hit. The ring muscle ups near the Open last year when he wasn't sure if he was going to get him or not get him. Oh, he's making a comeback in 2025.
Yeah. Well, dude also has been moving and rebuilding a house and remodeling a house, so it's not like he hasn't been busy.
Yeah.
What were the quarterfinal workouts? I don't remember those either.
Same.
It's like just another workout.
The wall balls and burpee box jump overs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to order lunch. The rope climb, handstand push-ups, ring muscle-ups. Ooh, the step-ups. That one got a lot of people. The rowing, step-ups, and snatches. And there was a fourth one. Ooh, the clean and jerks. The clean and jerk ladder time frame thingy.
Oh yeah, there was 3 weights.
Yeah.
And then it was max reps.
That was, quarterfinals was so fun to watch.
I liked the workouts from quarterfinals.
I really did too. I thought they were very good tests, and they weren't too cute. You know what I mean? Like,
Simple.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we do too much in CrossFit.
Yeah, they were simple. That rope climb one blew up my biceps though. That one hurt. That one hurt.
I watched people. I love the difference in confidence when people started that workout than when they finished that workout. I was like,
I knew that
you're
was
gonna do
coming.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew that was coming. The thinner ropes here.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it was reminiscent of Fittest of the Coast, and I was like, damn, that thinner rope makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't think that it does, but it really does change, especially for guys, because your hands are so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You're like wrapping around yourself, and you're having to squeeze so much more.
Yeah.
That can affect your biceps pretty quickly.
Yeah. So that one was, and then so we got done with quarters, and we had how many people made semis?
Mark made semis, and then I guess just us through team. But Mark was the only one in our gym that made semis, I think.
Yeah. So that was fun because I got to judge 3 of his 4 workouts.
Oh my gosh.
And that dude crushed everything.
When I tell you I want to be like Mark, I want to be like Mark when I'm 55 years old.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 50, and I'm like, I want to just
I
be
gotta
like
catch
Mark.
up. Yeah, he's insane. And to know him from when I started CrossFit to now, I'm blown away by his commitment and his dedication.
Yeah. And
He does a great job.
And he's got such a mellow personality in general, but a savage when he starts
Oh,
working
a
out.
savage. I'll never forget my favorite moment from quarterfinals was Mark looked at me and he goes, "But I don't want to hurt that bad." I was like, "You got to, buddy." He's like, "Okay." Especially when he redid a couple of those workouts. Oh my goodness. Like the rowing one specifically, when he redid that workout and gained like 2 minutes on his time, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what we needed, man. Like that is what you needed to put you apart from the rest of these people. Oh, what a fun time.
Yeah. I think this year we'll have even bigger numbers too.
I sure hope so.
Just because, like, you could see it in the gym just like this morning, how many more people were doing ring muscle ups today versus this time last
Crazy.
year.
I mean,
We had to decide who was going
yeah,
to
like,
what rings
hey, I'm
today.
just going to walk up to a set of rings, basically. Like,
Yeah.
that is a freaking cool moment. And that wasn't even like everyone that could do ring muscle ups at the gym. And I guess I'm not saying that everyone needs to be able to, but like, the coolest thing for us too as coaches is like seeing the people that couldn't do that last year. And they're hitting ring muscle ups and workouts today for 20 minutes. Like, that's a cool thing.
Put it this way. A third of the people in class today, out of the 21 people, were doing ring muscle ups.
A third.
A third.
That's incredible.
Yeah. For a lot of gyms, they probably can't even touch that.
No,
And
no chance.
there's even more people that they're probably not far away from doing them also.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just been, like I tell people all the time, right? Like my motto of coaching and just gym ownership in general is I really don't care if you can do a ring muscle up, right? Like that's not a life skill that, you need to have or a functional fitness thing. I can talk about, upper body pulling and body awareness and all that. Like, but it's so cool to see people in their 30s, people in their 40s, people in their 50s, like want a skill that's as high as a ring muscle up, work their tails off, and then get it. Like, that was just having I have a first video. I saw you set up your phone too. I have a first video of everyone doing ring muscle ups, and I'm just like, I can run through a brick wall. This is so hype right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
For me, it's cool just to get to do them, then also, do them next to my daughter.
Yeah.
I mean,
love that you guys were on the rings next to each other. I was like, this is good and bad.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get like faster than they need to just to stay in front of the other one. I love that thing.
No, I know. Well, like
you take your shots
she
when
gets
they're
around,
there.
yeah, exactly. If she's a round or two ahead of me, good. That's where it should be.
Yeah, that's a treat.
Now, if we got medium weight barbells, that's a little bit different.
You gotta stand up where you can.
That's one of the few things I might still have, or the rower, or the bike.
Oh, the rower.
Yeah. And that's just a mass moves mass thing.
I know. I've been working on Paige this year. She's like, I don't want to row. I'm like, you need to row.
Yeah.
I know you don't like it, but you need to row.
It's gotten a lot better too.
It has, and it's crazy. Like the programming, and it seems silly, right? It seems simple, stupid. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Like. You just have to make yourself row if you don't like to row. I hate the Echo Bike. Why do you think I have Echo Bike programmed twice a week? You know, like it's just, you got to do it to get better at it sometimes. It's not like a magical pill.
Yeah. You got to learn to suffer through the pain because those things are going to hurt. Like, it's not that you can't pull a certain pace, but how long can you maintain it?
Yes.
Because then there's going to come a point, no matter who you are, if you're on there long enough, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
So how long
do you want to hurt?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Right. I should have saved this post I saw recently. There was a post that somebody talked about, like, they don't use positive reinforcement in their mind, like when they're talking to themselves during the workout, that what they do more of like, yeah, this sucks, this hurts, but you've been here before, you survived, it's going to end, you're going to be okay.
Yes.
And that's, I don't know, I think that's true.
You know what? I saw the same post. It was a CrossFit athlete, right?
Yeah, it was a quote, talking about it.
I have been trying to do that myself and just being like, for instance, some of my notes that Tristan will write me, it's like, I want you to push this hard and I want you to do this. Like, go till the wheels fall off and know that you can do X, Y, and Z with no air and your eyes closed. Like, you just have to, like, I don't do a good job of finding my threshold or like where true failure is. So it's like, you need to push this, you need to do this. And that way, when you're in the situation again, you know exactly how you're going to feel and you know that you can do it.
Well, that's a slippery slope because you don't want to bust your ass, literally.
Literally.
Like, the workout the other day when it was ended the 30, 20, 10, and it was box jump
overs.
Oh,
the box jump overs.
And I went to go do the 10 and you said, send it. And as soon as I got to the box, you're like, send it.
And you were like,
I just went. I took a breath and just fucking went.
You just like think about one thing and just move.
I'm like,
it doesn't matter.
One more. 10's
a good number. The 30,
yeah.
When you're like at 12, you're like, God, is this ever going to end?
Yeah. And I just, don't allow yourself to do the step back and breathe. That was for the round of 30.
Yeah.
Like, just go. So.
Exactly. That's something I want to do with people in the gym. And like, I don't want people to think that we're trying to make everyone super competitive, but there are a lot of people that want to be competitive. And it doesn't mean like outside of these four walls, but when you walk in here, you want to compete with people. And there's one thing I wish I could do is like, try to get people to approach workouts with a plan in mind. And it seems so stupid, but like, just like you said, the 30 box jumps. It's okay to take the step back, step forward, find a different cadence, but have a new movement pattern for the 20 and for the 10, because it's a different part of the workout that requires a different gear. So, I don't know, that's something I'd love to get in with people of like planning and pacing workouts appropriately and then like for success.
Yeah, and I think with that too, you could also swap out plan with goal.
Yes.
Like depending on the structure of the workout, like if it's an AMRAP, okay, my goal is to get this many rounds.
Yep.
And then my plan is to do it this way.
Yep. Oh, that's perfect. I love that.
And the competitive thing, I think sometimes people forget that it's okay to be competitive with yourself.
Oh, yes.
Like
yes.
I am truly competitive with other people in the gym, but I've explained this to people, but the way I do it, it's not, for example, that I'm actually trying to say beat Alonzo at something.
Right.
I'm actually just I'm competing with him that like, I'm not going to let him lap me.
Yes.
I'm not going to
let him.
movement
that you know he's going to smoke.
Yep.
I just want to hang close to Alonzo.
Yep.
I just want to do this.
Yep. Or like one day we were running and I used Rob to pace off of, and I said, okay, my goal was I'm just make sure I can never not see Rob unless we're at the ends of the building. And when I couldn't see him, I would speed up. Okay, there he is again.
Yep.
And that's just what my goal was the entire time.
Oh, I love that.
So, and then at the same time, again, not trying to dog anybody out, but then there's people, okay, my other goal is to stay ahead of that person.
I'm trying to, exactly.
Right? Because, okay, I know I'm really good at this. They may not be as strong and whatever, at a barbell lift or something. So, like, I use that to stay within, like, a spectrum of where I should be.
I wish people and again, I don't think everyone should be competitive, but I also think that sometimes having that little bit of competitive edge is going to make you fitter faster. Truthfully, like if you don't care, you don't care. That's fine. You want to come in and work out for an hour? Cool. We want those people too. But if you want a competitive edge, you want to be fitter faster, like having something like that or people that you pace with will get it there light years faster.
Well, okay, let's be real for a minute, right? I think everybody should be competitive to a certain extent, regardless of where your relative fitness is, right? Unless you legitimately don't care about your results, which could bring another subject, then why are you here?
Yep.
Why are you working out?
Yep.
Even if your goal is at a much lower level than somebody else, you should still push. But at the end of the day, if you walk out the doors when you're done and you feel good about what you did and where your money was spent, then you know what? Good for you. Cool.
But most people aren't in here just to spend money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a very good point. Like, competitive has maybe a negative connotation with some people, I think, in the gym, but
because they don't want that pressure.
Right, exactly. But if I want to look better in my bathing suit this summer, then I need to come in here, I need to work hard. And working hard may be being a little bit more competitive than I was yesterday or whatever, right? That's a good point.
I think sometimes the competitive thing gets misconstrued. With people always assume, well, that means I'm competing against other people. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you can just be competitive with yourself, whether it's you've done this workout before and I want a better time.
Yep.
I want to get more reps in. I want to sweat more because that's even though sweating doesn't really mean something. But
were you not soaked when you were
drenched.
done? I changed clothes, and when I like took off my shorts and my sports bra, I was like, did I jump into a pool?
Yeah.
I was disgusted.
I had to leave straight from here, haul Bud home, and get on a Teams call for work, right? And like, well, luckily we don't ever turn the cameras on because I had to take my shirt off I was
sitting there with no shirt on.
And I wouldn't lean back in my chair because I was like still sweating.
Sticky.
Like, and I looked at the clock and I had like 8 minutes. I almost went and ran through the shower. And the only reason I didn't, I knew I would still be sweating afterwards.
Oh yeah, you just be hot, like wet, hot.
I was freaking disgusting.
That's funny.
Yeah, my clothes are freaking drenched. That's actually 2 days in a row. But
I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess the rain yesterday. It's been a minute since I've gotten to coach 5 a.m. because of the holiday, but I came in this morning and I was like sweating in the breath. I'm like, I'm sorry guys, like I don't know what's going on. I just can't keep it together, I guess.
Yeah, I do. I'll tell you what too, and for everybody we coach, I will say sometimes like when I work, like Mondays I typically work out with Dan before I coach. So a lot of times I still have my towel and I'm like wiping my face while I'm briefing. That is not the most professional thing, so I apologize for that, but I don't think the athletes mind. They understand.
No, but I think they want your insight too, so it's probably good. I'm usually more concerned that I've caught my breath and I'm not like trying to, okay, so we're gonna, Oh my gosh, that's a treat. I don't know, like that's a good topic. I've had a handful of people think that that's super unprofessional, not like to us personally, but podcasts and other coaches and other CrossFit professionals. But I also think that at least in our gym, I've had so many people tell me they love that the coach has already done the workout so that the coach can have a better idea of what to tell you versus the coach's notes that are provided, which are sometimes whack, like completely left field. I think our cliententhe loves it. They love when a coach works out. Struggling to do RX, they're like, I'm a scale. Yep. I had someone come up to me, I don't know, about a month ago now, and they'd never seen me work out. And they were like, I love that you're dying right now. I was like, thanks. I think, like, that's so mean. That's hilarious. But I get it, right? Like, a lot of people probably see us, like the coaches, not like us specifically, but coaches is just like higher up. Like, you're looking at them with respect. And so when they think that we can't suffer either, they like to know that we're human, which I love. I love that. Yeah, like, no, bro, I'm dying right now. Dude. I'm catching my breath just like you. I actually prefer to do the workout before I coach it. Not necessarily back to back, but just because I can either relate to the coach's notes, add something to it, or be like, hey, this is how they said to do it. I will tell you it feels this way. You may want to think about that so I can put a different or additional spin on it. Or how like I think they should approach it. How you should scale it. Because sometimes, I mean, our programming, which is now HWPO, it ain't no joke. Like, it's aggressive. It's aggressive.
But it works. Like, look
It
how
does.
good people have gotten in here.
And somebody came in and just bought a membership last week, and they were asking me, what do I need to do to get to where I'm at, or to get to this place where they wanted to be, rather. And I said, honestly, show up consistently, do the program with the intensity that's required. That doesn't mean kill yourself every day. I said, but I've watched people in the last year and a half, their fitness has changed by light years with how much fitter they are, because this programming is good. I know it seems like not sexy sometimes, not what you want to do, but that's part of it, right? You got to do the things you don't want to do, and people are getting fit here. It's crazy. I tell myself all the time, I'm like, I consider myself a good athlete, and I'm like, I can't let so-and-so catch me. Like, so-and-so is starting to get really good at barbell cycling. I got to get my stuff together. Like, I can't let them beat me at a barbell cycle. Like, it's been really fun to watch people be better over the last year and a half.
Who do you worry about beating you?
I worry about Paige. I worry about Christian. I really worry about Hunter and Sam. Like, what I've been doing recently is okay, I pick people that I know are better at me than something, and I'm like, I am going to try to smoke them on this because I know that they're that good. Alonzo's a good example. Just note, I did not smoke Alonzo in a pressing workout. He smoked me. He beat me by 100 reps. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay as close as I can to him in the dip workout. It's like, I just need to get on the rings when Alonzo gets on the rings.
I know secretly you just don't want either of the old guys to beat you.
I can't let the old guys beat me. Dude. Or Andrew, or even Matt Kaminsky. I'm like, I have to be better. I will sell my soul to not lose. But I've been trying to pick people. Like, Hunter's a good one. He did the workout yesterday, the power snatches and burpees, and just crushed it.
The kid is strong.
Like, he is willing to suffer so well. So it was like a good 6-minute workout, and I was like, yeah, if you go sub 6, you're going to be really moving. He went almost sub 5, and I'm like, that's the person I want to work out with that kind of workout to make me to push as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people have good pieces and parts that I try to use their fitness to my advantage to make me fitter.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I know people are, I'm sure, like, well, Melissa, you went to semifinals. Like, it doesn't matter. There are people in here that are better at me than running. So when I do a running workout, my goal is to stay with these people. Like, everyone can benefit from being with community and with other people fitnessing.
It's all about those plans and goals in mind, even in a 1-hour class. 1 hour.
And like, I don't know. If I know I don't want to run, I'll call Courtney. I'm like, Courtney, you want to come run with me?
Yeah.
And sure enough, she will. And it's like something I probably wouldn't have done on my own. And Courtney's a good runner, so she pushes me, which I love.
Yep.
I have all my little secrets of people that I try to stay ahead of.
They may not be secrets now.
No, not anymore. Alonzo, I'm coming for your pressing. I'll never get there, might I add.
All right.
Oh.
All right, so we covered a few things already. So let's talk about the big move in that we went from 2 locations to 1.
Yeah.
And we'll you set the scene in that you obviously opened up the other one, had been coaching here, as was I, and then you had to make a decision of why you closed.
Gotta sit up.
Yeah, of closing the other one down.
Yeah, so not everyone knows this. Really, only people in our gym know that we've closed down Harborview. And like, this is the sap in me, right? Like, in my mind, I've thought about all these like Instagram reels and like posts I want to put together with like sappy words about why it's so sad, but also super exciting. But the short of the long is that it wasn't making sense financially. And if you ever want to talk to me about financials, like, if you look in the gym and you think that we're like raking in dough, great. I'm glad that it looks clean and it looks presentable and it looks like we're taking care of it, because we should be. But like, let me tell you about rent. Let me tell you about the electricity. Like, it's just, rent alone in that building was $9,000 a month. And that's before this building. So to put into perspective, like, $20,000 a month in rent is what we spend at both places. And don't get me wrong, like, we were very close to breaking even at Harborview, but like just can't sustain that. Like you can't sustain this building and gym making money and then using it to cover the holes of the other one. Like that's just not smart business. And it's super sad, and I cannot go into Harborview without crying. Like every time I go in there, I'm like, I got to get out of here right now. Like I'm tearing up. I can't be here because there's just so much that happened there, and it's such a big part of my journey for the gym. But financially, you just couldn't do it. Like it just is stupid, right? And I like to think I'm not a stupid person, and I know Sam isn't. Like Sam's always the one that's like, hey, these are the numbers. Like what can we do, or what do we need to do, if anything, to kind of alleviate some of these losses? And we just had our wits in. We couldn't do it anymore.
So because you and Sam, you guys come from the background of construction, we can even say real estate too, because you guys both have your degrees in construction management, and you've been in that realm. I have to assume when you decided to open that gym, you and Sam had a business plan that said this is what it's going to cost, it's going to take this long to turn profit. So like, if we're looking at it, like if you're giving somebody advice, say somebody's out there thinking about opening a gym, like was the business plan not well written? Was it, did you fluff numbers, or like were you not conservative enough?
What really, and this is like, it's all a good thing now, the business plan never had in the plan to buy another gym. So we probably would have been breaking even if we didn't have this other gym, which in hindsight sounds kind of funny because this gym is making money versus the other one wasn't. But because of like splitting time and splitting coaches and the additional hours of everything that we paid for, it was too much. Now, if I could go back and like even think to ask Perul and Dan to let me buy this place before opening Harborview, I would. Like I would have never opened Harborview if I thought that was ever an option. Which it's fine, right? Like all's 2020 in hindsight, but the purchase of this gym and the management of this gym definitely made the other one suffer. But all for a good reason and a happy ending, right? Like this place is doing very well. Come October, when we don't have to pay rent at Harborview anymore, even though we're not there, we should be automatically in the green. And this gym should really flourish at that point in time. Not that it already isn't. I mean, the community, the vibe, just the look of the place. Like I said it before we started, it's better than Mayhem, in my opinion. It has been so real to like see the transformation in just the last 2 months. And even the vibe in the community has been a crazy shift. Not that we had bad people, right? But just the more family vibe. I don't know if anyone else feels it, but I'm just like, I love it here. I love being here, and I'm not stressed. Maybe that's why I feel it.
Well, everybody's getting to know each other more because there was separation, because there was people that only went to one gym, and they, for whatever reason, they didn't know anybody, so they didn't go to the other one. But man, I had a great question. Now I forget what it was.
Well, I will say about the financial, like the business plan, right? That's all Sam. Sam's very smart when it comes to numbers and how things should be and what it should look like. We had some other life things that also affected this decision, like outside of the gyms. But the business plan was like right on track. The one flaw that I think we had was the amount of members we would gain in the first 2 to 3 years. So if anyone's looking at opening a gym, you got to think long and hard. And like, we were very fortunate that 2 other gyms closed right when we opened, or we might not have had even half the members. You got to look long and hard at that and make sure that you're not overzealous on what's real. Like, to keep Harborview open and not lose a penny, we'd had to gain 20 new members each year. Mind you, like last year, after like net, like cutting the loss and gain of members, we only gained like 11 full-time members.
And is that because the way these not residential business,
military
these business leases, you said the lease, so the rent was going to go up every year?
Yeah, so the rent, like that's a standard thing, and if you don't know, it's a standard thing in commercial leases that similar to apartments, right? Like if you re-sign your lease, it probably has some inflation. God, that word. Anywho, every year it's going to go up. Some of the other things that happened that really we weren't expecting that really put us in a hole was every commercial property has a thing called common area maintenance fees. So your CAM fees. Our CAM fees doubled a month, which was about $12,000 a year, on top of already increasing rent, which we knew was going to happen.
So it was becoming 12 or it was going to become 24?
It was becoming 24.
Oh, wow.
So $24,000 a year to trim the bushes, blow leaves off the sidewalk. Like I'm being kind of sour about it, but it was not $24,000 for just me. So think like if you're a business owner, I'm a business owner, and all the businesses in this same shopping complex are paying the same thing, there ain't no way you're doing that much to our common area to justify that.
So if we're putting a little humility on it, is that when you guys agreed to that lease, was that kind of something you should have looked deper into? Again, looking from the perspective if you're trying to save somebody from signing a bad lease.
I would say that we relied on our attorney way too much. So our attorney told us the lease was good, go for it, this, that, and the third. We signed the lease, we're in there, everything's happy. Thanks, Sam. We're just talking about you, about how smart you were, might I add.
We'll take a break in a minute so you can eat.
I did. So everything was gravy. And then we had Dave Machupa look over the lease when we were kind of toying with this idea. And he was like, that's the most landlord-friendly lease I've ever seen. And you don't know what you don't know. And the way I describe it, again, I might be a little sour, is that I don't go to a doctor's office and tell them what prescription I need. They should tell me. So why am I paying my attorney thousands of dollars to look over something and they basically give me a shit can lease? Like, that pissed me off.
So really,
So
how many pages is a business lease like that?
Oh, 50, 60.
Oh, wow. So attorneys are paid to read that, but it's something you probably should have sat down.
It's something that we should have sat down and like just bite the bullet,
got into the weeds with it,
done it.
Yeah.
And just not relied on someone else to make that decision. And I think for us too, like we maybe have been a little hasty at the time. We had some deadlines in our head that we had to meet just because of my savings and how like we structured me quitting my job and doing things. And so we probably could have looked into it a little bit longer. And is it really that big of a deal? No, but this could have been a totally different situation if we had taken that extra time.
Gotcha. So what's the biggest difference with owning a gym here that makes it better versus say having a lease over there?
So the first things that really make a difference for gym ownership, and we were just talking to another CrossFit gym owner in the area, is owning the building. So at Harborview, we lease the space. So we don't own anything. We basically are just, renting the room essentially. Owning this building is a great investment. So not only do we own the building, we obviously own the business in the building. So the business pays the building rent each month. So if you're Sam and I'm me, as AGA, I'm paying Health Investments rent each month. So the building is making money off of my rent, which is our money.
And I'm sure there's huge tax implications that make that more
and like
a better business mechanism.
And it saves you. If there's one thing I could say to anyone opening a business or even thinking about opening multiple businesses is LLC everything separately. So
because that keeps it separate from like your house and liabilities on your car,
our house,
whatever.
Airbnbs, like whatever other investments we have are all different LLCs, because if some crazy person ever comes into our life and says, I want to sue you, they can only sue you for the LLC affected. So if they sued AGA, I could dissolve the business, but I would still have the building. which is a good investment for us, regardless. And they're not going to take me for everything I'm worth, kind of thing.
I mean, that seems pretty smart, because the ultimate goal, like, I think sometimes, because I've heard people make comments, not necessarily here, but at other gyms, that people seem to be concerned that the owner is making money. Well, the ultimate goal is that it's kind of twofold.
Oh, man.
That, you want to provide a certain kind of service in a CrossFit gym and have this community, but like I've heard other people talk about it. But you should be, if you're running this gym and you're turning a good profit and created a good living for you, right? That means, unless you're just providing shit service here, which you're not, that means the business is successful. You're probably often replacing equipment, getting new equipment, hiring better coaches, whatever that is, and having a clean gym. That means you're running a good business.
Right.
If anybody opens a gym and they're doing it just for fun to provide for community, you're not.
You can't.
I mean,
You can't.
Or what if even you're running zero, right? And you're not even paying yourself, but you're replacing equipment? You're working for nothing.
So
I mean, maybe that'd be fine if you're independently wealthy and you won the lottery.
Agreed.
But
completely. This is where I have such a hard time. This is my soapbox moment. I feel like I have one every podcast. So I don't want people to think that I'm in here like raking them over the coals, because I'm not. Again, I haven't made $1 since March of 2022 when I quit my job. So like, just keep in perspective, like, all the money that's kept me afloat is Sam's. Number one. And like, you don't go to work for free. Why should I come to work for free? Like, I don't know. People have a bad conception that like, I'm in here like making 6 figures a year, which I'm nowhere near that. And I think like, to give perspective on my point of view, I want to make money to put it back in the gym. Like, love Sam because he keeps me balanced and grounded. I was telling someone the other night, I can't wait till we make money so I can start investing in some things that we need and put it back in the gym. And Sam looked at me and he's like, respectfully, you've put well of enough money into this gym right now. You need to make money for yourself. Like, you need to pay yourself a salary or a paycheck.
That should be a goal.
It should be the first thing, right? And my mindset is like, everything I want to make, I'm literally, again, I'm not going to go buy a house in the Caribbean with it. I'm going to put it back in the gym because this is where I'm happy and this is what I want to do. But I also want to make money too. A business is never in business to not make money, right? Like, my old company that I used to work for, I had a great time with the people I worked with, and they would look at you and say like, what's the goal? The goal is to make money. I can't pay you if I don't make money. I can't do X, Y, and Z if I don't make money. So a business in business to not make money is gonna fail.
Yeah, that's only the government that does that.
That's only the government, because they have all of us paying for it.
Right.
But I don't know. I would love to pay myself. I joked with y'all the other day about writing coaches checks. I'd love to have a check with my name on it. And someone was like, you sign every one. I was like, damn it.
Not the same.
Yeah, I want one that says, to Melissa Howe. And we'll get there. Like, I want to be successful. And just like you said, we're doing all the things. We're doing all the things to get there. It's just taking time to...
That's probably with a lot of businesses, though. I think most businesses, there's probably a few that don't. They open and they're not turning profit.
You're not going to immediately. Yeah. I mean, 2 to 3 years is probably the average. Again, we were just fortunate that we had this location to basically say, screw it. We got to cut our losses there. We got this gold mine here that just wants to flourish, but it can't because everything that it's doing is going to cover the other gym. Yeah. Which also I don't love. Mind you, tax-wise, our accountants hate us. All the transfers from here to Harborview have to be shown, have to be documented. Whenever Harborview gets money, it has to come back here to show that we paid this business back. Like, it is an absolute nightmare.
That sounds like nothing I would ever want to be involved
10
in.
10 out of 10 do not recommend. My accountants, like, they're mad at me.
Hey, they're earning their money.
They're working for it this year. I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about like what's been positive out of closing that one down.
Yes, there's so many positives.
What's come about it, and then we'll move on with a few other things. Sound
cool.
good?
Then I can eat.
Break time. Eat.
Bama, Bama.
All right, that's recorded.
It's in there.
It's in there. We're going with it. So.
I will do karaoke for anyone that asks.
Seriously?
I really have thought about getting an ear mic to coach. And I told the class, I forget, it was like last week, I think it was noon. I said, you would get a free show from me every single class. I don't care. I would sing, I would dance. If I had it, like, you're going to get everything. Which, also, I might need to keep my thoughts to myself because sometimes they slip out and thank God I'm not on a mic.
Yeah.
But
I'm loud enough. You give me a mic, you're in trouble.
Dude, could you imagine if we have mics on inside this place? Especially the two of us. People are like, shut up. Sorry. That's what you get. This is what you pay for.
Yeah. You're just amplifying my Tourette's. So.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we kind of talked about the downfall.
Yeah.
Right? So let's talk about the positives of
It's all about money.
having Harborview closed, and now you got everybody over here.
Oh. So the positives, first and foremost, stress level. My stress level is at an all-time low, which is still pretty high compared to probably the normal person, but because you don't have to bounce back between two gyms,
Right.
it's low for me. So that's one thing is like, I don't feel like I'm favoring any one gym and like I'm not there and something happens, I have to run over. So that's super great. The stress level has been so much more manageable.
You probably felt way overtaxed before, huh?
So overtaxed.
Like nothing's
and I
ever getting
didn't
done.
realize how bad I felt until we combined the two. And then I like had the first week of our combined coaching schedules and like I had a full day where I didn't have to go to the gym. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what this is like. I mean, you just never realize how much you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off until you're not. So the stress level has been so much more manageable. I'm an actual human at home, which is great. And then the second biggest thing is just the amount of equipment in here is freaking cool. Like, it's a little intimidating when you walk in because it's like, dang.
That's been one of my favorite things is just the volume of
Yes.
equipment we have that like you can run a big class and there's way less like changes you have to make, which I don't mind
Yeah.
changing something on the fly. It's no big deal, but it's cool to have like if you got a rowing workout, you
Have
got
20 rowers.
yeah,
And not like, you don't have to worry about people like, oh, I don't want to row, or there's not a rower. It's like, get on the rower, you're rowing. And it's, just the last rig that went up yesterday too. Man, I'm like, we're legit. Like, were we not legit before? Like, we're legit now.
we have a mega butt ton of rig space now.
Mega, yeah. We were talking about that last night, Sam and I. He was just like, we have 17 places that you can squat. Like, we have 15 on this side, or 14 on this side, and then 3 other places in the open gym side. So it's like crazy amount. I mean, if we have a class of 30 people, we can double up on the rig, right? But
Which most people partner up and
anyway, because who
squat
doesn't want to
it.
move out less weights?
Yep. Yep.
The community's been good. Also, just so the stress, the equipment, the community, it's been, I don't know, it's just been different to me. And again, maybe that's because I'm not stressed and I'm not jumping between two places so I can see it more. But the absolutely family feel that I have every day I walk in, every class I coach, it's just been, it's been so rewarding to only have one gym and see the people that like make it happen.
Right.
So that's been really fun.
Yeah, because neither of them were bad, but there was a different vibe between both spots because they were a different style. Because that one being smaller was that old school kind of boutique style CrossFit gym. This is the more big grindy gym that where people are getting after it.
A little more animated probably here too.
Yeah. And my favorite part is how many more classes I have that have like 20 people in it or more.
Yeah.
Because the more chaos, the
better.
The funner it is to coach.
And that's the thing is like, I really was worried that we would close down and people would leave because the location difference, but nobody's left because of that. I mean, we've had people leave, but that's military. But the class sizes, like 6 p.m. is popping these days. 4 p.m. was always a big class, but now 8 a.m. 21 people in 8 a.m. this morning, like sign me up. Like that's the dream. Like, I'm looking at it happen. I'm standing there. I'm just like, man, this is freaking cool.
Yeah, and
we're doing it.
And I think you can legitimately see that it'll get to the regular where every class is double digits.
I think so too.
And I think when you reach that point, I think you've reached a different level of gym ownership and success that people know about it. Because I feel like we've gotten more new people since combining gyms than before.
I don't know
part
why
of
it feels
the
that
mechanism
way,
of only one spot.
And seeing them all,
But now it's only one spot, so everybody comes to this place.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, there's not two that they're bouncing back and forth between in Suffolk, even though they're both the same gym. Like they're only coming here.
There's been enough new people recently that I'm not great with names, but I'm not bad with it. I've had to ask people, hey, what was your name again?
There have been people that I've signed up that I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They've only done like a class that I've not been in, or they free tried and everything's gone through email. And I'm like, people are walking in, I'm like, process of elimination. I'm like, that has to be so-and-so because I don't recognize their face.
I find myself sometimes I'll go back through the schedule trying to figure it out. Like, oh, I
saw them on this day.
Yeah. Trying to figure it out.
It's been really cool. And I don't know if I say it enough. Maybe I don't. I can't thank the members enough for like just legitimately putting up with me. Like, I'm not an easy owner, I think. I mean, I know it goes through my head all the time, but like, they put up with me. They like, everything is just like right off the shoulder. Okay, you want to change it? We're going to change it. You know, you like want to try something new as layout? We're going to try something new. And just really so supportive of me personally and like the success of the gym.
It's become the running joke when you can't find something. Oh, Melissa moved it
Melissa
again.
moved it.
Yeah.
Where'd she put it? Out in the shed.
But I think that just comes with like, you're just trying to dial things in. You're just trying to find the best efficiency for things.
Oh yeah, and with all this new equipment, like Lexi said it last night, she was like, I don't know how you get everything in here and it not feel cramped. I was like, I've moved it 150 times and I've thought about it in my sleep, when I wake up, when I'm staring at it right now, like it does take a lot of thought. And so I don't want people to think I'm just like willy-nilly, but with all the equipment, you have to be smart because it can look crowded, it can look nasty and like dusty, and we can't have that.
No. Yeah, we're not going to have a dirty gym.
No.
That's, I hate that. I'm glad we got the floor scrubber now.
The Zamboni is my favorite purchase of 2024.
We need to hook some skateboards up to the back of it so you can just...
I should get some rollerblades. Okay, it's not self-propelled. You have to push it.
You have to push it?
You have to push it.
No, it kind of pulls itself because
it
spins.
it
the
doesn't.
Centrifugal force.
I promise you.
Well, then you got to put it in class.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Scrub the floor for time.
I need everyone to move everything, and then we're going to scrub. Whoever can do their section fastest. Oh, that'd be legit.
I only have one complaint about this gym.
Oh, okay.
One thing.
Okay.
The access to water to fill up the damn mop bucket.
Okay, I agree. I hate that thing.
Like, I put that thing going in the shower, and I come back 30 minutes later.
Let me tell you, Christopher, we have a hose spigot now.
Where?
Right outside the door.
Okay, good. That'd be a good information to put
sorry.
out.
We have a hose bib.
Then I have no complaints.
Okay, yes. You know what? That's the easiest complaint I've ever solved. Last week they came in. So I have a hose and a hose bib. So now we can fill up everything a lot easier. You're so right. Putting the shower in the freaking mop bucket.
I was like, well, I'll be back in an hour.
Overflows.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well. Yeah, so we got that last week. So we're like official now.
Sweet. All right, so all goods with moving everything. We do have to circle back to something we kind of skipped over it. Semifinals, team semifinals.
Oh, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. How much you want to talk about that?
I don't know.
Were you glad you went?
I'm glad I went. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I shouldn't say that. I know why. I just wasn't like, it just didn't feel good this year. And I don't know, and I shouldn't say that. I keep saying I don't know. I think it is because I put such high expectations because we did so well in quarterfinals that like after the first day, it just was like.
Do you think you peaked mentally in quarterfinals?
Because
you guys came in, your results of quarterfinals were awesome.
Yeah, like we were contending to be in the top 8.
Based off numbers and standings,
So I don't think it was mentally. I just think that I think I probably held so much more on it than I did last year, because last year we were like, we don't have a shot to make it to the games. Like, we're just here to have fun and to see what happens. But this year it was like, we have an actual shot. And I think that, like, almost that added pressure made it less fun. Especially when things just didn't go the way we
Like you couldn't
planned
just cut
them.
it loose and go.
I mean, I felt good. I came back after semifinals and I started jumping into classes and I was like, I'm peaked, baby. Like, let me run wild. Like, I just don't feel like I got to showcase my own fitness. And like really show the work that I've done all year. And maybe that's why I just felt meh about it. As far as setup and staging, having our coach there, Tristan, like, fantastic. Like, the best memories I'll ever have of semifinals, regardless of the outcome, is like the time with my people. And it's just so, it's like being, I don't want to say a frat house, but like, it's just being in like a house with all your buddies and like you're hanging out, you're having a good time, and then you go do some serious working out. And like the time spent together is always what I cherish. I just wish we had a better outcome. Like, and I wish I could have showcased all the things that I've been working on. Like, okay, so we had a handstand push-up workout, and I feel like I did as best as I could. And I've told everyone on the team, and they know this. I'm like, it was literally my 4 worst movements in one workout. I can only do so well.
Yeah.
But like, being able to do a set of 10 handstand push-ups in the middle of a workout is a big deal for me. Like, wall facing.
Yeah.
So like, I had to sit back and like think about my progress on its own level, unrelated to the team, I think, to make me feel better about it. Or not disappointed in myself, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that way you take something positive away from it.
Yeah.
Like, because I think you could easily put, well, we didn't make it to the games. That all sucked. It wasn't worth it. And I don't think it'd be a good headspace to put yourself in.
No. And I think it's been Bergeron, the guy that owns CrossFit New England, I think it is.
Yeah, Ben Bergeron.
Bergeron. So he had a post a couple years ago now, and I need to be better about this. He's like, you can't define success as something out of your control. So like, if success to us was making the games, that's kind of out of our control. We don't know what other teams are going to do. We don't know what events are going to happen. We don't know what the weather's going to be like, right? So defining success as making the games is what I did in my mind, even if I recognized it or not. And I think that set me up for failure. Just, it set me up to be disappointed, even though I feel fitter than I've ever been.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've made tons of progress, but then the fact of not making the goal, it was overshadowed by that. And that was silly. Like, that's a good way to get burnt out real quick too. So note to self for whatever may happen next year.
Yeah, but I think you also got it. I think that's part of accepting failure.
Yes.
Accepting failure for your successes, right? Like, pick any sport, any professional sport. You don't start the season out saying, I don't want to win the championship.
Yeah, because if you do, why are you there?
Stay healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to learn to have success in your failures. Like, what did you find good along the way? What good came out of it? And that might sound like fluffy and fuzzy just because I'm trying to put a warm blank on it. But like, because if you don't do that, why would you ever try to do anything again?
Right.
Because then you'll get in the mindset, well, I'm not going to freaking make it, so why am I even going to try it? You know, so you got to.
I'm super blessed too with like great teammates, great coach, who really do like rein me in. I'm not a self-loather, but I never think I'm good enough. And I have my teammates and Tristan do such a good job of being like, you are good enough. Like, part of you is being held back because you think that you're not good enough. Having them there to like gut check me is always a plus.
Yeah, and you all need to like remember that even if it's just the people at your gym, they're looking at you there and they're seeing your success, and you're creating a platform that people can look at and say, that's awesome, that's the person leading me in the gym.
Right.
Like, I want to be
putting
like
your money
that.
where your mouth is.
Yeah. It's just the same as you said, is when our athletes see us doing the workouts, they're like, hey, they do it too.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, it's important for you to put yourself out like that because people see you're a real person, and it gives them something to aspire to be. Even if they'll never reach that,
that's okay.
It's still fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think, Hope said it best to me after Fittest of the Coast. I posted the workout with the thrusters, the double unders, and the rowing and bike. I posted like a video of me and Bridget just dying, and she's like, I love to see this. She's like, I think that you're not human sometimes. Like, you suffer like the rest of us. I'm like, yeah, we all do. And it's important to have that.
That video captured my dying face on that.
Dude, my eyes were closed. I was like this.
I was like, when is this? This is the longest minute of my life.
Although, let me tell you, I thought that I would never feel as bad on that rower until we had that quarterfinals workout that ended with a 500-meter row for the team.
Yeah.
I've never been so unwell.
Yeah.
I was
that looked painful.
Messed up. And like, I hit paces that I don't normally ever get to.
Wasn't that the one you had to redo because somebody counted the wall balls wrong?
This is the only time I'll talk bad about him. Sam counted the wall balls wrong, and we had to redo it.
I partially felt bad because right before it, because you had to have two people counting, so Sam asked me to help, and he specifically said, dude, I hate counting wall balls. And I almost said, do you want me to do it? And then when Justin said afterwards that it got messed up, I was like, well, now I kind of feel bad. I should have offered to do it or backed it up.
No, the saving grace is, and again, you
did it again and did better.
We did it again. Yeah. We did better. And Tristan looked at our first video and he was like, regardless, it was sloppy and you need to do it again.
You tightened it up.
Yeah. And like, that's the kind of thing that you want. Like, I don't know. I don't want someone to sugarcoat me. Tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. Like, I will go blindly. Like, what Tristan tells me, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Whatever
that's
happens,
what a coach
happens.
Is there for.
Yeah. Like, I trust him with my life kind of thing. And when he was like, it was sloppy. You did this, and he just like pointed out all the things that we need to do better. I was like, we're doing this workout again regardless, buddy. Like, and it went fine the second time. We did better. I think we had a little bit better plan, which always happens when you do the workout first. Mm-hmm. But it was fine. I didn't want to hurt that bad 2 days in a row, but we did it. God.
So did Tristan have any of his athletes make it to the game?
He did. So Hattie, I feel like I might butcher her last name. Kanyo, Kanyo. She is an individual athlete. This is her first games appearance.
That's awesome.
She is incredible. We don't have a lot of it right now because a lot of people are just building back. It's off season for most of us. Mm-hmm. But anytime there's a workout that we have a leaderboard in our coaches app, if I can be within 5 places of Hattie, I'm like, I'm doing well today. Yeah. Like, I feel successful.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he had a couple of Masters athletes, so I do know that.
That's awesome.
I don't know of anyone else. I just know her specifically. She seems like a really, really good person too. She's earned it.
So let's wrap up the semifinal thing for you with one question.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it happening again next year, or do you know yet?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say something about Mark.
No. We haven't got there yet. Oh, no, because that's the game.
Yeah, that's the game. I don't know. Like, the biggest thing for me right now in life in general is that I quit my job in March of 2022. I opened a gym in October. After that, we bought another gym in April. And then we went to semifinals. And then we renovated a gym. And then we closed down a gym. And then we did semifinals again. So, I don't know. I'm just playing everything by ear. I want the next 6 months to be just my life and like just enjoy
working out.
Yeah, I will say I got a little bit not upset or like unhappy, but I got to the point of just I'm not having that much fun right now. And part of it's like that. Like, you're training hard enough that it's not fun all the time. But I felt my spark a little bit in the last couple of weeks where I'm like, all right, I'm back to myself. I'm back to being here and wanting to be here. Get to where you can do
your 2 hours of training and then go about your day.
Go about my day and it not feel like I'm going to let someone down for not doing it.
Right.
So we're going to take it day by day, take it month by month right now. Got a lot of things on the agenda as a family. And just see what happens. I still want to be fit. I still want to beat people in the gym.
All right,
I got to keep my fitness up enough to beat AJ and Justin just once or twice a year.
Or twice,
That's all I can afford right now.
Well, let's talk about Mark. Mark made the games.
Mark made the games!
So for those of you that don't know, they separated this year to where the teens and the masters have their own competition. in end of August, early September. And Mark qualified in the 50 to 54 age bracket. What number did he qualify at?
Okay, so this story is crazy. So Mark's going through it, right? He's like all the things. He redid that workout, didn't get better at the last workout. That was kind of like how his season, quote unquote, ended. And, you know, he leaves the gym that night. The scores were going to be submitted and the leaderboard was going to go live. And he goes, you know, Melissa, like, I redid the workout. It didn't get better, but if I didn't and I didn't make it, I would feel like I left something on the table.
Yeah.
So he walked out of there proud, and he should be. I'm proud of him every day. I hope he knows that. Walked out of there, didn't think anything of it. Me, on the other hand, I'm like chewing pins until 9 o'clock because I want to see the leaderboard go live. 9 o'clock rolls around, the leaderboard's not live. 9:20, not live. Finally, at like 9:35, the leaderboard goes live, and Mark's in 32. The top 30 go. And I'm like, I text Mark, and I'm like, Mark, I know what the leaderboard says, but you need to keep training because somebody's going to pop, somebody's not going to do it, somebody's not going to like want to, I don't know, right? Someone's going to get injured, keep training. And not even like 3 minutes later, Trey, the owner of CrossFit Addict, who's also in Mark's same division, messaged me and he was like, we made it. And you can ask Sam, I was like on the couch, like, what? Like freaking out. I go update my phone, look at the leaderboard, and Mark is now in 29th instead of 32nd.
Mm-hmm.
And even when he finished from there, he finished in like 25th or 26th. I don't know if people watched videos and they didn't hold the standards. I don't know. But he finished in the mid-20s.
Yeah, because he kept creeping up.
He kept creeping up. Oh, man. I'm sure Mark's wife is like, who is texting you at 9:30, 9:40 on a Thursday, Friday night about whatever? And my name's on the phone. I'm like, Mark, you need to look at the leaderboard. You made it to the games. Oh, it's one of the best feelings. Like, in all fairness, right? Talking about semifinals and like being disappointed, I am so happy for Mark. Like, that's almost a better feeling than making it yourself. I don't know why, but just knowing the effort that he puts in, like, people like to dog him just as a joke. Like, Mark's in here in the middle of the day and he comes back in the evening. It's like, yeah, he does.
Yep.
And you know what? He's freaking good and he's earned it and he deserves to be there.
Yep, and he's dialing like
his
dials in nutrition.
Yes.
And like, I know putting like, you know, because I judged him on 3 of the workouts, and I was like texting you and Christian like, hey, here's my thoughts on it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, get him that like.
Once we had a
team.
consensus, I'd be like, all right, Mark.
This is what we're gonna tell him.
This is how we think you should approach it.
This is how we're riding into battle, baby.
Yep. And man, he would just like nod his head. He's like, all right. And every time he's like, hey, thanks for that advice. That worked. And I actually felt bad that I was working or something. I couldn't make it to judge him on his fourth one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I felt
the last
bad.
one.
Because it was. I think it was just me and him in the gym.
Most
except
of the time.
one of the times.
Yeah.
And me sitting there judging him. I'm like, what do you want for music? He goes, we
I
listen
think
to the
Mark
same metal.
thrives that way too,
Yeah.
because like, I asked him if he wanted me to invite people. Excuse me, like, you know, getting a little bit of a vibe, and he was like, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like, I just need a judge.
Here's my job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. It doesn't matter who's there or who's watching.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
We're going to Birmingham. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm going to Birmingham.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like, that's his big stage, man. It's freaking sweet.
Oh.
And I don't think he realizes how many people he's inspired. Like, you know, because, I mean, he's been good in the gym since I've known him.
Yeah.
You know, I've only known him since coming to All Grit, but, like, dude's amazing.
Oh,
you know?
hold on. Let me pull up a picture. Okay. Just everyone else, you know, maybe we can like fold it in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
send it to me and I can put it on the
But
podcast.
so I've always told this story of Mark. When I first started CrossFit, I was like, if I can keep up with Mark, I'm doing damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny to look back. This is from Slice. Look at little Mark. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Sam's like, I want to see.
His head looks a lot bigger then. I think he's grown into it. Yeah.
Must be the haircut. But I'm like,
That's awesome.
literally thinking about where it started. I'm like, if I can be within a round of Mark, I'm proud. And then now seeing him going to the freaking games, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's the testament of just commitment. And I'm sure for him, like, things came up in his life and he probably has the time now to do it. And it's hard. I don't want anyone to think that it was just easy for him. Like, he's in here 3 hours a day. Like, he comes in the middle of the day and he works a full-time job, might I add. Comes back in the evening, finishes what he needs to finish. And, like, it's his commitment and his time that got him that spot.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't hear what you said.
He's saying that, like, getting to the open, like in the open, his results were solely based off coming to class.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Like,
yeah.
And that's actually the majority of people in here that made quarterfinals
Took class.
It's just from taking class.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a very good point.
There's a few people that do perform on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do it every now and then. Like, if Paige asks me to do it.
Yeah, a little bit more conditioning, a little bit more skill stuff.
But, like, it wasn't until he made the what?
He said he worked out with us.
Yeah. It's just hard work, man.
It is.
Most of it's just from doing class. Because he didn't up the program until after the Open, and he started doing Perform.
Yep, so he started doing Perform after the Open, and then, so when Hard Work Pays Off bought DecaComp, they got rid of the Elite track. So Mark and I have been fighting Hard Work Pays Off. Not necessarily, like, I don't want to say that like in a negative way, but I was begging them. I was like, look, I can't coach this guy. Like, I'm sure I could, but I don't have the time that he needs. I don't know what he needs to be doing. Like, we have access to this elite programming for people that are making the games. Like, we need some access to something.
Was that what elite was supposed to be for?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was like your games level athletes. Perform's going to be your quarterfinal semi-level athletes. And so Hard Work Pays Off has the pro version. I went back and forth with HWPO for a week, two and a half weeks. And finally they gave Mark the HWPO Pro for Masters for free. And I'm like, thank God.
Just
like,
for permanently or like up until the games?
Permanently.
Nice.
Yep. And I begged. I was like, I don't care if I am like
I'll have to ask
squabbling.
Him to look at that. I'm curious to see how different it is for the Masters, because the only programming I've ever seen that like was specifically different from Masters was when a gym I was at did Mayhem, and they used to actually put in their they'd have a Masters RX.
Yep. So TTT has a Masters program as well. And what I will say the biggest difference is, outside of the weights, right? Like, weights are going to be different, but Masters athletes don't need to do as much volume as people think. So he might have been hurting himself, and maybe not hurt himself, but make maybe a detriment to be doing as much volume.
Strain on the ligaments and joints. And
stuff, and it's not to sound like, rude. It's just,
you're
older.
Just a fact.
It's a fact. You gotta work with what you got, and sometimes less volume, higher quality is better.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot different. I will say the biggest thing.
Hold on, we'll pause real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it going?
All right, we're back. Impromptu break, but you did sign up two new members.
2 members. So you know what? Y'all can wait for that.
Yeah.
As we talked about.
Heck yeah. What were the names since we're here?
So Carmelita.
And Nick.
Yep. And their daughter is Vanessa. If you see them and they look lost, it's because they are. Help them.
Yep, there you go. So we can wrap up. We were talking about Mark. Mark's going to the games. Yeah, I think you mentioned Birmingham, so we're
Birmingham, Alabama.
On that. Oh, you know what? I know a good wrap up.
Okay.
Unless there's something else you want to cover.
I don't know. It can always wait for another day.
Okay, we'll come up with something else. Or another podcast for that. All right.
Yeah, we got to have more content, Chris.
All right. I got plenty of ideas.
I know it's my own fault. It's my own fault.
I have a scheduling issue with my boss. I should be able to manage that as the manager of this gym. I'm not actually the manager.
I need someone to keep my head on straight.
All right. So, would you rather have to wear sweaty socks and underwear for a week, or go without showering for a month?
Oh my. Sweaty socks. I do that every day anyway.
So let's just say that you can't change your socks and underwear for a week.
I'm going without a shower.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I found a loophole in this one.
Oh no.
I can't go without showering.
Really?
So I'm wearing my socks and underwear into the shower.
Okay, touche.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't change my underwear or socks for a week?
Yeah.
No chance. I would be grody.
Oh, everybody would.
You saw the sweat on me earlier. It was brown.
There'd be flies. Yeah, yesterday you looked like you had been cleaning chimneys.
I laughed. I went to dinner. I was like, Chris said I look like I've been to battle. Hey, all in the name of moving things at the gym, baby.
Yeah. All right. I got another one, too.
All right.
If you had to either hop on one leg to get around or crawl, which one would you rather do?
Do I have two legs? But I have to hop.
Yeah, you have to hop on one leg.
Or crawl to get around.
Yep. Everywhere you go. Here, Kroger, the house, going to your car.
I guess I'm hopping.
Yeah.
That seems a lot less weird than crawling. What am I, the ring girl?
Yeah, I'm hopping.
Can I switch legs?
Once you commit to going somewhere, you have to stay on
that leg.
Yeah.
Okay, so each day I could switch it.
Yeah, we can't be turning it into no skipping bullshit.
Yeah,
like you got to.
I'm hopping on one leg, baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. You have the best calves you ever saw.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about one more thing real quick.
Okay.
Direct performance games.
Oh, yes.
Raising money for...
the direct performance games, I just want to say, like, we didn't really do anything other than host it here. Colby organized everything, Colby Beecham. Obviously, his daughter Layla has cystic fibrosis, and so him and another organization within the area helped put everything on. We just basically were the shell. They did a fantastic job. They raised $10,000 for cystic fibrosis. Insane. And to top it off, I don't know about you, but it got me pumped for Trident games.
Yeah. It got
See
me excited.
guys.
Bye, guys.
You're making the podcast.
Yeah, it got me excited for that.
It got me pumped.
I'm going to tell you what, none of the workouts were super hard, but...
They packed a punch, though.
But the event was brutal because we did the amount of work we would normally do in an 8 or 10 hour day.
Yes,
we did in 3 hours.
I didn't think about how much that would affect me until we were in it. I was like, man.
I didn't even know there were 4 workouts until like the day before. I thought there was 3.
Like, oh.
And then of all things, it's running. I'm like, I hate running.
You're like, of course it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to give them credit. Colby came in the night before. All I did was scrub the floor. And then Colby, Aaron, and Layla, and Steele just made it complicated. They literally came in, laid everything out, taped everything, just set everything up. I mean, it was a well-oiled machine. I don't know if they felt that way, but kudos to them. They deserve all the props. They did a fantastic job.
What kind of machine?
What?
Say oil?
A well-oiled machine. Oiled machine.
It's
a well-oiled machine.
Old. Yeah, it's South Carolina. Got it.
Oiled.
Yeah.
No.
It was fun, though.
It was fun.
You won your division. The old guys took second.
You guys did great. Hey, B. The best part of the whole thing is we were like, we're just going to have fun. And then the second 3, 2, 1 hits,
3, 2, 1, go.
Like pushing people. I'm like, this is not for fun.
Yeah.
This is for bragging rights.
In our text thread between me and Alonzo and Josh was like, hey, we're just kind of fun. I'm like, no. Bro. Because me and Alonzo would talk. We know as soon as they say 3, 2, 1, go, we're going to send it.
I'm turning it on.
You're going to go fast. I'm going to go fast. You're going to go hard.
I can't stop myself.
Yeah. And just had a good time. And,
gosh.
It
was hype.
The highlight for me was funny. I didn't even think about, like, at one point I was like, are they even doing awards? Hey, no big deal. We're raising money. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Haven't done any kind of competition in a while, so they were announcing awards, and they announced third place, which was Sam's team. And then they announced us, and Josh had already left because he wore himself out. He threw up outside. He's like, I'm leaving.
I got to give it to him.
They
He gave
called
it his
us,
all.
and I was like, me and Alonzo were like, oh, that's us. We took second. And then Sam,
the old guys still got it.
Sam goes, we lost to the old dudes.
Hey.
And then the irony, like, he wanted to see score sheets. He wasn't being disrespectful.
Oh, that's funny. Let me see the score sheets.
We actually, in all fairness, we tied for second.
But you guys had an event win.
Because we won the first event, and it was the running one, which I hated.
You hated.
I was like, what's up?
I'm sure Alonzo did all the pull-ups and push-ups. I mean, again.
Well, it got into a rotation where we were splitting everything, and there was going to be a rotation. But then it got into the rotation. We were crossing the line like 1, 2, 3. So Alonzo
went first,
would do push-up or pull-ups. Josh would do some pull-ups. I would do push-ups, and I started doing like a lot of the squats. And it just worked. It just worked.
Hey, when you get into that flow, you get into that rhythm, you got to keep going.
Yeah, and it just worked. So,
dude, what a fun event! I'm so hyped for Trident.
Yeah,
I think we might do Chad for Trident.
Oh God,
I'm just kidding. I'm putting that on the clip, and I'm not putting in the just kidding, just to make people sweat.
I actually thought about that if we did Chad, but add other stuff to it. But
So I was like, you know me, I'm sitting there, the first event's coming out. I'm like, okay, do we do mini Chad? And partner 1 holds a sandbag and partner 2 does as many box step-ups. They switch however they want kind of thing. My wheels were turning, but they got 15 events. We want to see all the cards on the table before we start making rash decisions.
Right.
I'm sure that'll affect our sign-up if we do Chad.
That's hilarious. So, all right. Well, what else? You got anything big coming up?
Nothing big coming up other than Trident Games. The biggest thing that, like, and along with Trident Games is we got that tier partnership. So we're going to have a tier booth set up at Trident Games. We're getting our own gear, like All Great Athletics with tier. Let's go! Hey, look.
See?
Dude. Oh, yeah.
We're
rocking the
representing,
brand, baby. So really just that tier boot's going to be a really big thing. We're going to have like a lot of stuff that you just can't get. I mean, if anyone likes tier, you know you have to order it online. You can't buy it in store. So we're just going to have the option to do that. All Grit's getting some branded apparel through tier. Trying to up our swag so we can keep up with train hard, party harder.
Later, buddy.
See you, Christian. But yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Right on, man. That'll be cool having tier here.
Dude.
That tier booth.
I'm excited.
That's big.
Some shoes. Y'all know I can't turn down a shoe.
You could probably put that out around Hampton Roads and we'll get people just showing up to buy
just
stuff.
to buy stuff. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Help me, help you.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's do this too. One last thing is for topics. If you want us to continue doing more podcasts, got to bug Melissa.
Yeah, you
got to
bug me.
I'll push her to get it done though. We do still have a couple people on tap that I know we both want to get on here. We'll get that going. And if
You know,
guys
I hear
got
Colby
topics,
doesn't have anything going on.
Yeah, he's not busy at all. Like he just had surgery.
He just
again,
had
didn't
surgery.
Yeah,
He's
so
fine.
He's sitting around. He can just sit right here and talk. He's actually worried about talking too much. He said once we pull his string, talking about physical therapy and athletics, he might start talking a lot.
It'd be like that Zach Galifianakis meme where all the numbers are flying across the screen.
Yep.
Nah.
Yep. Well, he and I will start talking football too, so we'll have to make sure
I'll sit here like this.
Yeah. Yep. So send us topics if you're interested in something, you want us to talk about something, a subject, and send questions if you want to make Melissa or me answer stupid questions. Send them.
I'll answer whatever. Y'all know I will.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Give us some topics. Give us some stuff that y'all want to hear. It's for them. It's not for us.
Hell yeah.
I talk to myself anyway.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up. All right.
Stay gritty.
Stay gritty, girl.
Let's
All right, buddy.
go.